I know you've probably already seen a million videos about the Sephora savings event, but what's one more? Hi everybody, my name is Catherine. I'm a beauty and reselling enthusiast, so those are the things that I love to talk about on this channel. If that's something that you like to watch, please consider subscribing. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. It's a lofty goal, but we'll see if we can do it. So if you want to be a part of that, I'd love for you to subscribe. Today's video is going to be about the Sephora savings event. I do shop pretty much, it's a biannual sale. I shop it every time it comes around, and I try to make a recommendations video and a wish list video, and so I figured it'd be really nice if I could just go through some of the products that I would recommend to you if you are choosing to shop through the sale, and kind of whittle down my wish list because it is quite large at this point. Let me see what my cart is at right now, and we will definitely be whittling it down for sure. Oh, $1,700. That's my cart at this moment. So if you want to see some good recommendations from Sephora, if you want to see the things that are on my wish list and hopefully get that number down quite a bit, then keep on watching. So my hopes had been to get this video done and up a little bit earlier, but you know, life has been just a little bit chaotic as of recently. Good chaos, but still chaotic. So I wasn't able to get to it until today. I'm filming quite early, earlier than I normally do. So if I'm not on my A game, which I never really am, let's be honest, bear with me through it all. So the Sephora savings event is a biannual sale, and it's kind of like their big sale of the years, and it's a tiered system. So they have insiders, which anybody can be an insider. You could sign up today and get insider status, and you get 10% off the sale. And then I believe, what is it? I'll have flashed it on the screen, but every tier gets to shop a little bit at different times. So I guess we'll start at the Rouge. So if you are a Rouge member, your sale is going on right now, you get 20% off, and then we'll come VIB, you'll get 15% off, and then we'll go to Insider, you get 10% off. And then the Sephora collection is actually 30% off for everybody. And don't knock the Sephora collection. There are some products in my recommendation that come from Sephora collection, so we'll get to that, and you can get 30% off, so that's pretty great. Now, I do caution you, don't think that these sales are that great. They're not, especially if you are a VIB or an insider. Only 10% off? Heck no. If you find something on Sephora, make sure to check the manufacturer's website. So let's say like a Natasha Denona palette. So most of the time, Natasha Denona is going to have a Black Friday sale or holiday sale or something like that, where anybody can get 25, 30%. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that's exactly what it's going to be. And then there are plenty of codes out there that are 15% off all of the time. So, you know, if that's something that you're eyeing, I would not shop it unless you're Rouge and you're guaranteed to get 20% off. Same thing with other brands too. You just kind of have to do your research, but I also understand the nicety of having everything in one place, and you're not having to pay shipping so many times and all that kind of jazz. So just shop responsibly. Also, how I am basically funding this is through my app extensions and like receipts. What are they called? I don't know. You scan your receipts and you get points for it. So like Fetch, Pogo, things like that. I've actually been able to get like $170. I'm doing math in my head. About $170 of credit towards Sephora. So that's how I'm paying for a portion of it. Also, U4Me. So U4Me, whenever they pay me out, and if you're not familiar with them, I always link their video down, my explanation video down below. It's basically a reselling website for beauty products, and whenever they pay me out, it goes to a PayPal account, and that PayPal account basically pays for the products that I want at Sephora. I also recommend checking out U4Me. They have some new things. You'd be surprised some of the items that like people get in PR or something like that that we'll send to them that are the newest of the new. Like I remember specifically when the Natasha Denona High Glam, was it the concealer, came out? Somebody must have received it in PR and sent it to you from me, and they had almost all of the shades. Almost all of the shades. So don't be afraid to check out You From Me as well. I think they actually just created a new extension for the computers, so I'm not sure exactly how that works, but definitely check them out, and you can get beauty products that are already in circulation and for a cheaper price than probably the 20% off. Okay, let me get off my like little high horse and let's get into the recommendations. All right, so I will link my recommendations playlist up in the corner for you. Like I said, I try to do this on a biannual basis and show you new recommendations. So hopefully the things that I have are going to be new things that I haven't recommended before. But let's get started. So like I talked about that Sephora collection having 30% off. I actually really recommend their brushes. They actually have some really, really great brushes. I don't have all of them, but the few that I do have are the Sephora 99. This is the Pro Blush 99, and I love the shape of it because it kind of has this like tapered shape. I use this as like a multi-tool brush. So I use this like for cream contour or bronzer. I've used it for blush. I've used it for powder. It's a really great multifunctional brush. So definitely recommend that one. Another blush. I'm going to stumble over all of my words. It's too early. Another brush that I recommend is the Pro Powder 50. So that is what that looks like. Again, kind of this like tapered looking brush that fluffs out, has that little shape to it. This is great for powder, like all over powder. This is great for bronzer if you'd like a bigger bronzer brush. Again, another kind of multi-purpose tool, which I mean, all brushes are multi-purpose, right? But I like how this one can be used in lots of different ways. And then the last one that I have is, and I do have some like older Sephora brushes, but they're so old I don't even know if they make them anymore, like eyeshadow brushes and stuff. But these are some of the newer ones. So this next one is the Pro Concealer 71. So that's what that looks like. I guess I could put those brushes down. So this one kind of has like a cat paw looking shape where it's a little bit tapered right here, and this is perfect for concealer, and it's super soft. It's the bristles are really nice. So I would definitely recommend the Sephora collection brushes if you are in need of brushes, especially with 30% off. Heck yeah. And I will just take a pause here for the makeup. I did my makeup this morning. I did use the new Melt Cosmetics Frankenstein palette. I had yet to use it on my eyes, so I was super excited to check it out. It did have some fallout. Not, I guess it's to be expected. It did have some fallout. I still felt like it blended really well compared to some of their old Melt palettes. The shimmers were really nice. Everything else is I'm using for my October Shop My Stash. Yes, I know it's November. Haven't gotten to my November Shop My Stash yet. Going back to chaotic life. Yeah, so it'll come, but I wanted to use this new palette because I think I'm going to use it in my November one, and I had just been eager to use it. And I should say, everything that I'm going to mention is going to be linked down below. I'm sure you know it's going to be affiliated, so I earn a small commission from it. This is a really great time to support any creator that you enjoy watching, is to shop through their links, because it comes at no cost to you, but it does help out whoever's code you're using or whoever's links that you're using to support that channel. So if you choose to shop through mine, I really do appreciate it. It does support this channel, and I do a little happy dance every time you do. Continuing on with the recommendations. So I'm gonna recommend this foundation. So this is a little bit newer to me, and I actually bought this from Ulta. There's a few products in here that I actually did not buy from Sephora, but are sold at Sephora. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation. I have mine in the shade Snow. I know this lighting doesn't maybe make it seem like that, but I do have a fair skin tone with neutral cooling undertones. So all of the shades that I have definitely lean towards that. And this actually has been a really nice foundation. This is in my current October Shop My Stash. And why I picked it up is because I am more on the combo oily side. Things seem to be shifting though. I might be getting more onto like the neutral side of things at this point, but regardless, this is really great because I did not need to powder this down, and I usually have a really hard time finding foundations that I don't have to powder down or that kind of break up on me. So this one actually has been working really well, and I'm not going to say it claims 24-hour smoothness. I'm definitely not wearing my makeup for 24 hours, but the days that I am wearing it, I'm usually wearing it for probably like 10-ish hours, you know, for work and whatnot. And it has held up really nicely. Now, the only problem is I kind of have a difficult time in the shades with Too Faced. So again, I do have the shade Snow, and I think maybe it's just because I was, we went to Disneyland. That's my Disney merch. We did go to Disneyland, and we were there for 3 days straight, you know, out in the sun. So maybe like my body kind of got a little bit more tan. So this one looked a little light for me, which is actually very surprising. Most times it's very dark. The shades lean a little bit darker on me just because I'm so pale, and I feel like have a complex of how pale I really am. But this one, I just had a difficult time finding a shade, but I think this one works best for me. So, and I should say, when I make recommendations or just anything, when it comes to complexion product, well, anything really, if you have the opportunity to go into a Sephora to swatch things first before you purchase online, or if it's fragrance or if it's whatever it may be, try to do that, because you're gonna reduce waste. You know, if you're gonna kind of guess what your shade is, you know, and then it not being your shade and then you have to return it, just creates waste. So if you have the option to go in, check things out, I would recommend doing so. So this, I had actually gone in store and had swatched beforehand, and this was the best match for me. Do I think it's the best match ever? No, but it works. Okay, so the next thing that I would recommend from Sephora, again, did not purchase it at Sephora, but they do sell it there, is this Kosas little blush trio. So this mini little blushes that come in this like cute little holiday packaging. And these are the Blush is Life. Is that the, yeah, Blush is Life. Maybe that's the name of it. I don't know. But they're these cute like little mini blushes. So this one is in Butterflies. And I have swatched these out before, so I will link my makeup swatching video down below as well. So we have that one, more of a cool tone type of look. Then we have Euphoria, which is more of a kind of mauve-y shade, and these are all kind of like baked blushes. Then we have Blissed, which is more of a kind of peachy coral shade. So these I do remember picking up at Kosas because they were having a sale, but unfortunately the holiday sale, holiday collections were not part of their sale. I think they had like a friends and family sale, and so this retailed for $30 and you couldn't get a discount, but you can get a discount at Sephora. So if you had been eyeing any sort of the Kosas blushes, definitely check them out. Again, I always caution though, if you, with sets like this, make sure that you like all of the colors, or at least majority of the colors, or something like that. And, you know, say for instance, if you liked 2 of those and the third one you didn't, send to you for me, get some money back from it. So just be careful with sets though, because sometimes they're not always worth it, but I felt like that one was worth it for me because I felt I would use all of the shades. Also, with them being minis, I love minis. And in my previous recommendation video, I had recommended the Kosas bronzer, but the thing about that is that these Kosas products, because they are clean, they don't have any preservatives in them, they can turn quickly. So my bronzer that I recommended that I loved now has a disgusting smell to it, and I don't want to use it anymore. So if they had a mini bronzer, I absolutely would pick that up. but just cautioning you. All right, what is my next recommendation? We'll go into eyeshadows. So this is the YSL Couture Mini Clutch. This one is in 100, which I believe is Stora Dolls is what they call it. They don't have the shade name on the back, but I think I remember it's called Stora Dolls. So this is what it looks like if I can get this without blinding you. So a very just like neutral Nelly type of look, but it's a really nice, interesting kind of texture to it. So again, I have another video of me swatching this. It's probably one of my haul videos, and it has an interesting texture in the sense that it's like very soft. It can be a little bit crumbly when you use a brush with it. It still blends out with a brush, but I almost noticed that it blends out better with a finger, which is kind of interesting. But this has been my like travel palette the past few times that I've been traveling. It's been nice to have just something neutral. All the colors are going to go together. You can jazz it up, you can jazz it down, all that sort of stuff. So I actually would recommend that. It is pretty expensive, but if you're going to get it on a discount. We will stick with eyeshadows. So usually every recommendation video, we're going to have a Natasha Denona palette. So again, this is the Natasha Denona. This is one of their newer ones, the I Need a Warm palette. I do have a swatching video of this that I can link up for you. It's a really pretty neutral, warm leaning palette. And if you're gonna pick up Natasha Denona, like I said earlier, definitely check her website first. If you are not Rouge, I would not pick anything up. I would go to Natasha Denona itself. Or I should say, if you're not Rouge or Insider, no, not Insider, VIB. I would go to Natasha Denona's website itself, because they actually have super fast shipping and they package it up really well. And it's usually free shipping too if you get a palette, because I think it's like over, I don't know, $40 or $39 and you get free shipping. But if you are going to get Natasha Denona at Sephora, this is the time to do it, to get some money off. Another thing that I think I might have recommended before or not, but I'll say it again in case I haven't. This is the Rare Beauty liquid liner, the Perfect Strokes matte liquid liner. I actually really do love this as a liquid liner. I don't do liner super often anymore. If I do, it's usually like a powder liner. But what I love this for is that, yes, I can make really beautiful wings with it too. So I love a winged liner moment, but it's also very great to kind of just line the lash line, like on top of the lashes, just so when you're putting on mascara, it doesn't look like there's a gap between it. So I really enjoy that because the point is like super tiny, but the brush is quite long. So I'm just going to be careful because this has been really goopy as of lately. So that is the one qualm about this, is that it gets a little bit goopy, like bubbles will pop up. So I don't know if I just got like a faulty one or what, and I never like store it down like this. So I don't really know, but I still really enjoy it. And I feel like I'm almost out of this one, so I might pick up another one during this sale. And then as far as bronzers, I'm actually going to recommend the Glossier Cloud Paint well, I have mine in sale. So this was a newer release this year, I believe, like earlier this year. I think I got this in my last Sephora haul, and I actually really like it. It is one of those like makeup, no makeup type of bronzers. You can build it up a little bit, but it can only go so far, but it just looks so natural. I just really do like it, and I love the color of it. Again, for bronzers, I like more of a neutral, almost cool leaning undertone bronzer, because sometimes it can just look a little bit orange on me. So I really did enjoy this one, and you know, you may like it too if you kind of like more of a natural type of bronzer. And then going to the complete other side of stuff that is not so natural is, I actually have two highlighters that I recommend. The first one being the Fenty, what is this? The Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in Pretty Pearls. So first off, I love the packaging. Kind of has this like iridescent moment on it. It is a hexagon. I have this obsession with hexagons. I'm not sure what that says about me, but I do. They're kind of all over my house. So I really do appreciate that. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. super pretty. It's this very soft type of just, I don't know, glazed type of moment, but do not let the name fool you. Even though it says demi glow, it's still pretty glowy. You can use like more of a diffused brush to kind of not make it as a stark highlighter, which is typically what I do, but this is a pretty blinding highlighter if you use more of a denser brush, but still really would recommend this. I have noticed with some Fenty products in the past, they don't ship very well. So this, you may consider picking this up in the store. I did get mine shipped and it was fine. But I've had other Fenty products that are kind of like this too, that did not make it in shipping. So just something to be cautious of. And then I believe my last recommendation is going to be another highlighter. This is the Iconic London. This is their Lit and Luminous Baked Highlighter. It is considered a universal shade, which I don't typically think this is going to be a universal shade, but what do I know? But this too is also a very blinding highlight. Again, use a diffused brush if you want more of a natural kind of glow, but if you use a denser brush, it is going to be pretty blinding, but it is a really nice quality. The texture is really great. It actually is very similar to that Fenty one too. But I like how the Fenty one does come in different shades. I think I have the lightest one with the pretty pearls, I think it was called. This one is universal. I don't believe that, but the quality of it is really nice. Okay, so those were all of my recommendations for the sale. Now let's get to what is on my wish list, and we can whittle this down into something that I'm actually going to purchase. Alrighty, so we are going with a new recording system. So hopefully this system actually is true to color, which has been some of the issue with some of the other ones. And then another one I was using was down. It's been an issue. But let's go ahead and get started with, well, first of all, here's the actual Sephora savings event. You do have to use the code SAVINGS in order to get the discount. And you can click on here and it will tell you more of the information regarding the dates and everything for when you are allowed to shop. So let's go to my basket. That is, like I said, almost $1,700. And let's just start whittling this down. And I know there's going to be a lot of stuff that I kind of use my shopping cart as almost like a wish list, you know. So throughout the year I will kind of just throw stuff in there that I think is something that I would want, and then once the sale comes around I kind of go back in. So this first one is this msha.ke Skin Melt Tack-Free Loose Setting Powder. So let's see what this is all about. I don't even remember putting this in my cart, so that probably tells me I don't need it, but we're still going to read about it, right? So I don't own anything from msha.ke, so let's see what it is. So it does have almost 5 stars, 4.5 stars. Ugh, I'm so tired of political text messages and calls. Sorry, that's exactly what that was. So from 108 people, it is $22, which actually seems pretty reasonable for, Sephora standards. And it comes in a few different shades. It does look like it is a matte finish, vegan, loose powder, black owned at Sephora, cruelty free. It says a superfine setting powder with a matte finish that melts into skin to extend makeup wear without flashback or a cakey look. The coverage is light, finish is matte. Has hyaluronic acid, retains moisture, and visibly enhances skin elasticity. Oh, so it's like a mattifying, hydrating powder. Very interesting. Okay, let's see what the comments are, or the reviews, I should say. So whenever you're looking at a review, let's, well, first off, what's this? Oh, okay. It was just comparing to different powders. I always go to non-incentivized reviews because although there are people who do receive things, so I do receive things in PR, and I try to give the best review possible, but not everybody is like that, so I like to trust the people who are not receiving it for free. So let's see. This person said, cool packaging, disappointing product. I like that it's truly translucent, but it's not the best powder out there in this price range. Packaging is good, but does not blur pores or texture, doesn't really mattify or great longevity. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. Good alternative. Pointless. Honestly, makeup is so expensive. This powder doesn't keep the shine away. I'm combo skin, but definitely more towards the dry side. I feel like this powder was pretty pointless. It doesn't set anything. Ended up looking how I looked if I didn't set my face. Silky powder. Will never be without this powder. Affordable clean option. Okay. What do we think about it? I think I probably don't need it. I do have a lot of loose setting powders already, and there is another setting powder that I think I want a little bit more than this, so I think I'm going to opt out of this one. So we will go to there, and we'll just, put it right there. Well, there we go. Okay, so I do have a lot of One Size by Patrick Starrr primers on this list, and again, trying to find anything that is mattifying, but I do think I know the one that I want, and that is the Oil Sucker Extreme Mattifying Alkaline Primer. I've heard great things from this from other people who are on the more oilier side of things, so I think this is the one that I wanted to go with. Let's see. So it does retail for $34. Just over 4 stars. Matte finish, long wearing, best for oily skin. A non-comedogenic oil absorbing primer that delivers an immediate and extreme matte finish while tightening the appearance of pores. Extend makeup wear up to 12 hours and dermatologist tested. So this definitely would be something that I would use for some of my foundations that are more on the glowy side of stuff, so it kind of keeps the glow, but it doesn't allow my glow to come through and disrupt the makeup. But let's read what the reviews are. Hold on, I gotta turn my phone off. I'm getting so many messages during this time. All right, there we go. My saving grace from a former oil slick face. No matter the powder, primer, prep I've done. Okay. Do not buy. Okay. Although it is mattifying, it is extremely sticky and patchy. My skin has never looked worse. My foundation was catching and unable to blend. I don't have dry skin in the slightest, but this made my skin look like it was peeling. Interesting. This product didn't do what it says it will do. It definitely made me even more oily. Oh wait, I didn't go to non-incentivized review. Okay, there we go. An extremely oily girl. This makes my makeup last all day. Because the instructions say you have to apply it on dry skin. Any skincare underneath it, and it doesn't work. As an extreme skincare girly, I hate doing my morning routine where I can't wear makeup. Okay. Not for faces that sweat. Well, I got a sweaty face sometimes. My new stable primer lives up to the hype. A must for oily girl skin. Okay. So it seems like jury's out on that one, but I think I'm still gonna try it, and we'll see. And we shall see. All right, so there was, sorry if I'm giving you whiplash, because I wanted to go to the one that I knew that I wanted, and then let's review some of the other ones that are other One Size primers. So there is this one, Secure the Sweat Waterproof Mattifying Primer. Whoa, look at the reviews of that one. No bueno. A sweat-proof, waterproof, aluminum-free primer that absorbs excess sweat and oil to visibly tighten pores, mattify skin, and prolong makeup wear. Interesting. Trying to go to the reviews. Okay. Non-incentivized. Pass. Very meh. Horrible packaging. Don't buy. What I wish I knew is this is a product that's good for powdered makeup because it dries into a thin layer to prime the skin. So if you use a liquid powder product on top of it, it will start peeling off. Oh, okay. So maybe this isn't what I want. So let's go back to the cart and we'll just take that one out of there. All right, the other primer that I had was this Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. Same kind of price range at $34. This one is a hydrating primer, a blurring mattifying primer that minimizes the look of pores, visibly evens texture, and controls shine while gripping makeup all day. The ultimate wear. Okay, let's see what the reviews say about this. Again, going to non-incentivized. Nope, don't do it. Literally every single foundation I put over it pills. I think it's the worst primer I've ever tried. I tried this with Clinique Beyond Perfecting, It Cosmetics, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't play nice with any of them. Then we have this person saying, a must-have in my routine. I'm seeing a lot of people say this doesn't work for them and that it's not worth it for me, but it's a 10 out of 10, makes my makeup bomb. Okay, does not do what it advertises. Please don't buy this. I'm sorry, but just no. Okay, so I think I know the primer. I'm gonna try that Oil Sucker primer and we'll see how that goes. So let's take this one out of the cart. You are all getting just a literal glance of what goes through my mind when I'm doing my carts for these sales. Okay, this one I'm pretty sure I'm going to get. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Multi-Use Bronzing and Shaping Serum with Hyaluronic Acid. I was going to get mine in the shade Fair. And this one's kind of interesting because I'm sure you've seen it has a pump top up here, but then it also has a doe foot. So I guess depending on the day and how you're feeling, you can use it any which way. I did swatch this one in store, so I know that this shade is going to work for me. And from everything that I hear and what I kind of expect from it is that it is going to be a very natural type of coverage, like the coverage does. It's light. It's a natural finish, light coverage, which just like you saw from my Glossier one, I kind of like that, you know, when it comes to a liquid bronzer, usually that's what I like. And if I want to add more to it, then I will add like a powdered bronzer on top if I'm going more for like a glam. But most of the time I'm just doing an everyday type of bronzer look. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get this. Ooh, one thing I totally forgot to recommend, is this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. I forgot to put that in my recommendations. I totally recommend that. That is a very great bronzer. This one is a very nice, it's an emollient bronzer, but not too emollient, so it doesn't have too much like, and when I say emollient, it's kind of the movability of it. So it moves to where you want it, but it's not too much where it's going to like float all over your skin. And I think the color is really great. The smell is really great. So I definitely would recommend that one as well. Ow, I just hit my hand. I would definitely recommend that one as well. What was I doing? Oh, going down to the reviews. All right. Stellar wait, non-incentivized. See, we gotta take it out. So Fair Natural Skin Like for finish for fair skin tones. Holy Grail in my routine. Perfect. Blends to nothing. So I have heard this from people that it does blend out a lot. So again, it is more of a natural one. It's not going to be this very glam type of bronzer, but that's okay because I'm going into that knowing that. Maybe it'll be different from when I get it. Who knows? Cannot live without this. If they were on a stranded desert island and they could only bring one thing, this is what it would be. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to keep that in the cart. All right. The next product is this Color Wow Style on Steroids Color Safe Texture Spray. Let's see what this is all about. Again, I don't remember putting this in my cart. Because this, like, sometimes this will happen when I'm watching other people's recommendation videos, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds really great. And so I kind of click on their link, I put it in my cart as a saving, and then I forget about it. Happens often. All right, so what is this? A heat protectant. It volumizes, curling, gluten-free, vegan, a texture spray that quickly provides sexy texture, volume, and style memory. Formulated with moisturizers and heat protectant that won't cloud or darken hair. I can't tell you why I wanted this in the first place, but probably for the texturizing part of it. But you know what? I've actually been using my dry shampoo as kind of like a texturizer, so I don't know if I would necessarily need this. So again, we look at non-incentivized reviews, unimpressed, not worth it, returning it. Someone says it's a must-have. No, made my hair so brittle and dry. It really works. This will give you a lot of volume, but your hair will be really, really dry. Okay, so I think I don't need this. I don't need this. So let's move this along out of the cart. All right, so now we're coming up into some skincare. We have some Pharmacy Honey Milk Hydrating Essence with chamomile and ceramides. That sounds very fancy. I do love Pharmacy. Okay, I'm going to take that back. I like Pharmacy. I don't like all of their products, but I like majority of them. So this one has a very high rating, almost 900 people, like the teeniest little bit star taken off, but that's a lot of people who love this. All right, so what does it do? A nurturing, milky essence that drenches skin in hydration as it comforts and calms redness. Normal, dry in combination, good for fine lines, wrinkles, dryness, and redness. So actually, this might work out really well for me because, so although I am combo oily, that's a new word, combo oily, I do have some pretty dry patches around my nasal folds right here, and that is actually where I have some perioral dermatitis, so it's just a big disruption in the skin barrier that can be kind of dry and patchy in those areas. So something like this actually feels like it would be really good for me, so it can provide that hydration right there, and with the chamomile, kind of that comforting business. So this might be really good. Yeah, good for skin barrier. Perfect. Love it. Let's see what people's reactions to this is. Non-incentivized. Great alternative to the Ilia Face Base Milk. Have I tried that? I actually feel like I do have that in my my arsenal of backups, which is ridiculous, but I haven't used it yet. Let's see. I was recommended this product after I went to Sephora and found that my usual Ilia face-based milk was out of stock. Honestly, this is highly comparable and not talked about enough. Makes my skin very hydrated. I waited 3 minutes for it to soak in before I continue with my moisturizer. It also sits amazing under makeup. Okay. A little pricey, but would definitely recommend. Leaves skin so hydrated and plump. Okay, I really love this product. My skin has become so dewy and glowy without a breakout. Girlies, if you have sensitive skin like me, just feel your skincare needs a little oomph. This is for you. My sensitive skin can only drink CeraVe. Let's see. I love the smell of it. It feels nice on the skin, except I'm not sure I've noticed a difference yet. Very good. Okay. I might keep this in. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty, so another Pharmacy product, the Lip Smoothie Vitamin C Peptide Lip Balm. I will say, I'm not a huge fan of this packaging where you have to like dip your little fingies into it. I much prefer something in a tube, but you know, just my preferences. Ooh, I knew why. It was the honey vanilla that had really got me. I felt like that would be a really nice scent. So again, has lots of great reviews. Comes in different scents. So we have apple, hell no, no. Pear, kiwi, no. Honey vanilla, yes. Mango, no. So honey vanilla it is. A nourishing daily lip balm powered by peptides and vitamin C that's clinically proven to visibly plump, smooth, and reduce lines while locking in moisture quickly and over time with a clear, glossy finish. Okay, sounds really great, but I have tons and tons of lip not plumpers, but just like balms and stuff like that. So do I need another one? I don't know. All right, non-incentivized reviews. Wow, this one said drying. The apple one was drying. I'm on Accutane currently, which insanely dries out your lips, so I've been testing so many lip balms. This is one of the worst I've tried. About an hour after application, my lips feel drier than before. This does not happen with other balms I've tried. Super disappointed. Interesting. This one says it's a must-have. The best. The balm is so good. It is my go-to for lip care. It leaves a nice shine. It doesn't absorb too quickly either. It lasts a long time. The smell is amazing too. I do, however, wish it came in a tube format as well. We're on the same wavelength. Nice balm, nice consistency, no annoying fragrance. Feels light on the lips, not overly moisturizing, but does provide a nice shine. Not moisturizing. Okay. I don't know. This one is, again, kind of, we're on the maybe about it. So we'll just kind of, we'll keep it in there on the maybe-ness. This one I wasn't too sure about. This is the Say Dew Bronze Soft Focus Sculpting Liquid Bronzer. Now, I don't like when things say dew, because even though, well, I mean, I'm oily, so I have my own natural dew, and I don't need anything to help me. But I was interested in the color of it. So this is the salt color, the fair to light with cool undertones, which is like right up my alley. It looks like it has some pretty decent rating, almost at like a 4 or maybe over 4.5, but only by 400 people. Let's see, a lightweight buildable liquid cream bronzer that effortlessly blends into skin for a subtly defined bronze with a dewy, that's the part that gets me, the dewy soft focus finish. But then right here it says a natural finish. So what is it? Is it dewy? Is it natural? I don't know. I do recommend this bronzer from Say. I have recommended it in the past. This is the Sunmelt Natural Cream Bronzer. I have mine in the lightest shade, fair. I don't know if it has like a different name to it. This one I very much recommend. It is a natural like bronzer, so you know, again, if you like more of a natural type of thing, but this one does build up, so it can get a little bit glam if that's what you're going for. But another recommendation that I have. Let's see the reviews. Non-incentivized, of course. Easy to use. So easy to use. It really is beginner friendly. You cannot mess this up, which I love that. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a beginner, but I also would not say that I am an expert. I just enjoy makeup and don't usually have a lot of time for it. So when we say beginner friendly, it makes me think that I don't have to put a lot of focus onto it. I can just kind of slap it on my face and it's going to look good. So I do enjoy that. This one says sand. So they do have two different kind of fair ones, but the sand one is a neutral warm undertone, so I wasn't really into that one. I definitely wanted more of the cooler one, which is the salt. But this one says it blends like a dream. The color is perfect to give a pale girl a bronzed look. Then we have It's Perfect. I just can't say enough good things about Say. I'm a light neutral olive girl, and this bronzer is perfect. It's more of a neutral bronzer on the cooler side, but still has a bit of warmth. It's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I love how I can build this product. I recommend using the e.l.f. buffing brush for this. To be honest, it makes it easy to blend this product. I put it on the nose where you're supposed to nose contour, but I love the warmth it gives to my Filipino nose. Favorite liquid bronzer on the market. Okay, well, I'm sold. We're going to keep it. So I guess we're getting 2 liquid bronzers. All right. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Kissing Satin Shine Lipstick in Pillow Talk Fair. Let's see what this looks like. I can't remember. And the Kissin' formula, yeah, that is the satin formula. She does have a few different formulas out there. And this one is more of the shiny satin one. So let's see what it looks like on more of a fair skin tone. It's a little bit too pinky for me. Let's look at all compared to all of them. Sorry, my nose is just running. Yeah, I feel like I have that shade, and I don't need another one. So we're going to take it off the list. Look at us go, probably taking more stuff off the list than we're actually keeping, which is very nice. Oh my gosh, can you hear my stomach? It is breakfast time. All right, so this one has been on my list forever, this Kayali Vacation in a Bottle mini perfume set. So this just came as a set for the longest time, but you'll see down below, I actually, they are now selling them separately. So I have those in my cart too, because I wasn't sure if I wanted all of the scents. So let's just pull up the set one and read the scents, and see. Actually, let's you're getting a sneak peek of other things in my cart. Let's pull them up individually too. So as you can see, individually, they retail for $32 each. And so if you get, I mean, I get 20% off because I'm Rouge. So what is that? $6.40 off. What was that? Like 25 bucks. So, but if you got the set, it's $100 for the set, and it would be $80 with the 20% off. So you really have to like all of these scents to make it worth it. But let's read them individually. So we have the Mini Capri in a Bottle Lemon Sugar. And I should say, I'm like doing this all out of order. I'm sorry. Again, life has been chaotic. I wish it was a little bit more put together this video, but I feel like it's all over the place. I would also recommend any fragrances that you've been eyeing. If you are Rouge, this is a great time to get it with 20% off because fragrances are really expensive. I don't know. Maybe Kayali, I'm sure they do their own like holiday sale and stuff like that, so maybe you could get it cheaper over there, but this is usually a time that I'll get my fragrances too. All right, back to this one. It is Warm and Sweet Gourmands, keynotes lemon, sugar, and vanilla. That does sound really nice. The juice opens with the bright notes of lemon to complement the sweetness of vanilla and sugar, giving way to the freshness of lemon blossom, freesia. I don't really like freesia though, and raspberry. Praline and benzoin make this more addictive. What is benzoin? What is benzoin? I'm going to look that up. Hold on. I'm doing it on another screen. Benzoin. Oh my gosh, my computer's going so slow. Benzoin scent. Is a rich, intensely sweet, warm, powdery, balsamic, vanilla-like aroma with subtle, spicy cinnamon-like undertone. Okay, that was one person's particular scent. Another one is a distinctly rich sense of woody, sweet vanilla. Layered composition unfolds in a warm, honeyed facets not dissimilar to caramel, almond, or freshly roasted coffee. Subtle floral notes awaken light nuances of carnations in soft, wispy, or even powdery tones. That's fancy. Okay. So I think this one's a keeper. I think we will get this one. All right. And then the next one we have is the Mini Maui in a Bottle, Sweet Banana. It's the banana for me that I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to want that. But this one is a fresh solar scent, sweet banana, coconut cream. So that is what I like. The jasmine, I don't know about that. Opening with the creaminess of a sweet banana and coconut cream, this tropical juice glows at the heart with the sunny vibes of gardenia and jasmine. Rum, sandalwood, and vanilla bourbon add tempting notes to this fragrance. So the gardenia and jasmine, out. Don't like that. But I do love the rum, sandalwood, and vanilla bourbon part of it. So it's like, what does it smell like the most? I guess we could probably go to the reviews. That might be a smart idea. Non-incentivized. It's a no for me. This perfume definitely does not smell like bananas. I usually don't purchase perfumes unless I try it in store, but I was so excited I couldn't wait. I ordered it, and what a disappointment. I was expecting a creamy, delicious banana smell, but this isn't it, or this ain't it. There's a sharpness and soapiness to this scent that I don't like. It's not a hideous smell, but not something I want to keep. Okay, underwhelming, but not what it promises. I was hyped. This is gonna be Okay, I don't know why this part was necessary. This perfume is not sweet, not tropical, not fruity, and certainly not banana-like smelling to my nose, and I've sprayed it on at least 2 different days. This one to me is underwhelming. Smells so delicious. Okay. If you are a fan of candy, like sweet scents, this is amazing. The lasting power is good. Dent is denting. 5 stars for this fragrance. 3 stars for lasting power and bottle nozzle. The fragrance is beautiful. Definitely my fave from the vacay in a bottle set. You can smell a gorgeous sweet banana in the opening, and the jasmine is lovely. It's reminiscent of Donna born in Roma Intense, but more tropical banana forward. Okay, please, I need a full size. All right. So we're on the fence about this one. All right, then we have the Mini Maldives in a bottle, Ylang Cocoa. This is also in the fresh floral scent. This one has me in a chokehold, this rosemary. I'm not a huge fan of ylang, but I do love rosemary and I love coconut milk, so we'll see. This one is an irresistible and aromatic bouquet of banana blossom, ylang, rosemary, and white plumeria that blend perfectly with creamy facets of sandalwood, silky coconut milk, and juicy notes of starfruit. So, let's see. Non-incentivized. I bought Maui Maldives. I think they're both safe blind buys if you're into tropical scents. This one smells more fresh and gives less sunscreen vibes than Maui. I love the opening where you feel the coconut cream. The dry down smells a little musky to me. I bought the entire set, all 4 delectable. I can't wait for the full size to be released. This is a perfect summer set. The wild lemon is juicy. Okay. So is there only 2 non-incentivized ones for this one? All right. So that one sounds really good. And then the last one is the Marrakesh. This one is fresh florals. This one has orange blossom, Turkish rose, and cedarwood. So the Turkish rose is what's getting me because I'm not a huge rose fan, but I like orange blossom and I like cedarwood. So none of these are like, yes, I need this. But I'm intrigued. So this fragrance is a composition of tender floral notes and scintillating spices. At the heart, Turkish rose and cedarwood dance with the warmth of amber and must add a touch of mystique. Okay. Let's see. Non-incentivized. Cedarwood and spice is overpowering. The aromatic description sounded incredible, and the initial sniff at the bottle blessed my nose with the sweet orange and delicate spice blend. When I sprayed it, however, the orange quickly dissipated and the cedarwood overpowered everything, making the spice note turn dusty. It reminds me of a sharp, musky perfume my grandmother used to wear. Needless to say, this is not it for me, and I will be returning. All right, so let's go to the actual, the trial of all of these, or the set of all these. What am I feeling? I think, I know I said none of them. The only one actually that seemed like I would be a total hit is that vanilla one, the yellow one. The other ones I am intrigued. Again, I did try to go into Sephora and smell these beforehand, but they did not have them. So normally I would love to do that to make sure that it'd be good for me, but you know what? I think I'm still gonna bite the bullet, and I'm gonna get the set of them and test them out myself, and we shall see. So these are the 10 milliliter deluxe miniature bottles. What are these? Okay, they're the same size. All right, I was just making sure. Okay, cool. So let's go back to my cart. Let's close out those tabs, and we will delete all of the individual ones because we are going to get the set of them. So let's do that. All right, where's our total at right now? Okay, we've come down $300. Good for us. Good for us. Okay. What is the next thing? Refi Blur and Hydrate Oil Control Face Primer with Hyaluronic Acid. Let's see what that is all about. Wow, not that many reviews. Interesting. So what is this supposed to do? A primer that blurs, absorbs oils, and primes the skin, leaving a cloud-like finish without mattifying. No, I want it to mattify. Just a little bit, right? Okay, let's see what these reviews are. Really like it. I love the applicator. I find it, I have a bit difficulty spreading the product around, so I give up and use my fingers after. My new favorite primer. This is the best primer I've ever used. I love the applicator and it dries down fast. My makeup looks flawless all day long. Okay. I think I'm going to pass on this. Okay, so we're getting rid of that one. We're going to keep this extreme mattifying primer by one side. So let's move on to this Huda Beauty Blush Filter Soft Glow Liquid Blush. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get this. Liquid blushes are just not my favorite. You know, I definitely have a good handful of them, but it's just not my favorite type of application to use for liquid blush. So I think I'm okay without getting it, but it does look like a lot of people like this. Almost 2,000 people, almost 5 stars. So do I need to take a second look? Ugh. Maybe. Cotton Candy Baby Pink. Why did I pick that one? That one's too peachy for me. A Dusty Rose. Meh. Watermelon. Nah. Okay, maybe I just don't like those colors. Maybe that's why. What is this? Latte. Is that like a bronzer one? That one's pretty neat. Light to medium, and it's a new shade. What's the dark one? Coco Loco, medium to rich. Let's look to the reviews. As I'm saying, I'm going to take it out of my cart. Now I'm like, now I'm intrigued. Oh my gosh, my stomach is growling. Okay. Great formula. I love this blush formula. I was so excited about the color Latte because I thought it was going to be a bronzer. However, when I got it, it's much more pinky than I thought it would be. Strawberry Cream, that Dusty Rose. The product is this advertised, very blendable and buildable. Love it. Lightweight and blendable. Latte is awesome. Pigmented, easy to work with, smells really nice, non-comedogenic too. The new color Latte is really beautiful and surely be loved by many. Not sure if it's my color though, because I'm a bit too cool toned and too pale. Oh, that's me. Okay. Let's, I want to see the shade Coco Loco and see what people think about that one. Nothing? No reviews? Okay, let's do Latte. Okay. So people are kind of a little bit mixed on the new shades. That's really pretty though. That's definitely not something that I would normally go to as a color, but it's really pretty. Maybe I do need this. Okay, Latte. So that's what I would be. It definitely looks pinkier than what this shows. But that one looks really pretty too. Kind of more of like a berry type of color. That one looks more like a summer pink. This one looks more like a winter pink. This is me literally having a hard time deciding, do I want one of these? The price point seems really great, especially with 20% off. Like, do I get two? Because I really like both those shades. All right. I'm going to add Latte to my cart and Coco Loco. And then I'm going to take out that dusty pink one. All right. We kind of went backwards a little bit. We're putting stuff in instead of taking stuff out. Whoops. All right, so moving on to lipstick. This is NARS Explicit Refillable Satin Lipstick. And the color Blame. Why did I like this? A neutral pink. That's probably why. Let's see the color. It is pretty, but not something that I need. All right. So if I can say not something that I need, we're going to take it out, and we're not going to read reviews because we don't need to be convincing ourselves of anything else. All right, so now we have Henry Rose Queens and Monsters Eau de Perfume. I don't even remember putting this in my cart. Let's see. They do have a trial size, so maybe if I like the notes of it, earthy and woody, warm woods, neroli, freesia, sandalwood. Okay, this genderless fragrance features floral notes of neroli and freesia, complemented by vanilla, sandalwood, and amber provide a warm woody base and create a complex lingering scent. This sounds a little bit too similar to some things that I already have with the vanilla part, the sandalwood and vanilla. Neroli I think I like, but freesia, like I said, I don't like, so I'm trying to put take anything out of my cart that I don't feel like I would absolutely love. So we're going to take that one out, which is a big spender. That one was $120, so let's take it out. Moving on to Armani Beauty, the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint. I picked out Rosy Peach. Let's see. It is almost 1,000 people rating it, almost 5 stars. Rose, oh, that is pretty. Just pretty, but I'm kind of getting out of like peach blush though. Dusty Rose, no, I'm over like the Cool Baby Pink. That's a little bit too coral for me. Flamey Red, a little bit too red. I mean, this is a really pretty color. Intense Berry, Deep Plum. Let's see what it is. So it's a liquid formula that quickly melts into the skin to deliver a luminous flush of color for a glowing makeup look that lasts up to 12 hours. So I do like a glowing blush, but you know what? I think I'm gonna take this one out, seeing as we're gonna get the other ones, and I felt a little bit more excited towards the other ones, the Huda Beauty ones that we had. So I'm gonna take that one out. Looks like we have a few Say concealers. Oh, here's another luminous cheek tint. We'll take that one out since we already decided. So the colors were 1 and 3 that I was looking at. So let's take a look at these. The Slip Tint Radiant All Over Concealer with Niacinamide. Almost 400 people have rated it about 4 stars. A lightweight, non-comedogenic concealer with natural radiant medium coverage, clinically proven 12-hour wear, smooth and hydrate skin. Okay. Non-incentivized. My fave concealer ever, super hydrating, does not crease. This stuff is magic. So I do have a lot of fine lines underneath my eyes. That's just how my eyes are. So the potential of creasing is pretty great, but that's just kind of all concealers. I just come to accept that. This one says a must-have. I love this concealer. It does a great job with dark circles without creasing. It's definitely not full coverage if that's what you're looking for, but it does a good job. I've tried a ton of concealers, and this one is my fave. So I actually don't really like full coverage concealers. Oh, I take that back. I like to have, if I'm doing full coverage, then, you know, it's more of a glam day, but if I'm doing more of a medium coverage, it's more everyday. Hydrating medium coverage. New favorite. I'm a fair skin girly, so the shade is more of a skin tone match versus a brightening option. My only complaint is I haven't had the product for long and it's nearly gone. Oh, interesting. So I do like a little bit of a brightening moment underneath my eyes. It was fine, but such a small quantity. Okay. perfect color, medium coverage, I'd say, which is fine. So small. I went through this faster than any concealer in my life, and after we purchased, I just can't spend over $20 going through it so fast. Interesting, okay? Ever since I bought this product, I've loved the results. I was having trouble finding one that was good for my skin, did not flake, increase. It does none of those things. Okay, so claims sound really good, so now it's more picking out a color, and I think I was between, what did I say, 3 and 1? So this is number 3. That seems kind of yellow to me. I don't know. Does that seem cool undertones? This one is very light with neutral undertones. I feel like, what is this one? Peachy? Very light with peach undertones. Because peachy undertones does help to kind of like conceal under like dark circles and stuff like that. It's like a color correcting agency in it. Let's see. Nope, sorry. Going to number 1. So this is shade number 1. That seems very similar to my shade. I mean, dang, that looks pretty nice. Unretouched, that's great too. I love when they unretouch it because that looks pretty dang nice. Okay, so let's go to the very light with peach. That looks nice too. Okay, I think the 3 is just going to be too dark, even though it's cool undertones. It just doesn't look cool undertone-y to me. Does it? Does it to you? Sorry, my mouse is all over the place. That just doesn't look cool undertone to me. So it's between very light with peach and very light neutral. I think I'm going to go number 1. Wait, let's compare them over here. Ooh, that peach looks kind of nice. Okay, let's compare right here. So we have the very light with neutral undertones, and then we have the peach. Okay, so kind of comparing them, you can't see what my fingers are doing, but kind of comparing them right in the middle. Is it crazy to think that I want both of them? That's crazy. No, I don't need that. That's crazy. This does not look cool undertone. I'm sorry, that just looks... I didn't get a chance to just watch this one online in the store. That's why I'm having such a hard time with it, is because they didn't have it. So when I went into the store, I had my like cart list with me, and they didn't have this one at like at one of my local Sephoras, so I couldn't test it out. Decisions. Again, I don't want to waste anything. I think I'm gonna go. That just doesn't look cool to me. I wish you could tell me, I wish you could tell me what I should do. You can still tell me in the comments, because I have to wait for my money to come in through PayPal, through all those things I told you about earlier. So I'm not going to be making a purchase today. So you let me know which one do you think is going to work best for me. But that one just doesn't seem like this. The name of it seems like it would work with cool undertones, but it just doesn't seem like it will. Let's take a look at the actual. Let's see. All right, I think I'm going to split the difference, and I'm going to go the one with peach undertones. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like that one, the peach undertone, is like an in-between of these two. Is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to do? Okay, nope, I'm gonna stick with number 3. Okay, We're done. We're done debating unless you say otherwise. So I'm going to stick with number 3. So I'm going to take out number 1 for my, oh God, but they just look so different. Okay, wait, let's go back. Did I even read? Let's look at the shade, the reviews, and check out the shades. This is how indecisive I can be about makeup. Where are the reviews? Oh, there we go. So this one's a fair skin tone girly, so the skin matches versus a brightening option. So let's look at shade 1, 2, 3. Done. Non-incentivized. Okay, they have small, very light with cool undertone. Everything I love the results. Wanted to love it. To be quite honest, I really wanted to love this. It's definitely not made for those with oily skin like myself. It blends horribly for me. I think if you have oily skin, if you don't have oily skin, this is a great concealer though. So I would say my under eyes are a little bit drier. Overwhelming in both terms of looks and undertone. It looks very orange on my skin. It also sat weirdly on top of the skin. Best concealer I've tried. The color match in these is amazing and I'm so pleased. So it's all over the place with reviews. Great for mature skin. Patchy, very light. I love this product, so light and has good coverage. Not too full coverage, blah, blah, blah. Please, more shades. I love the formula, but we need more colors. The attached photo is the difference between 1N and 6N. The closest neutral undertone shades. I think I need something in between. Ooh, God, those look very yellowy, right? Redness in my dark under eyes and helps blur away blemishes. Okay. You know what? We're just going to go with one and see. What did I decide? I don't know what I decided. Okay, we're going to go with number 2. We're going to go with number 2. We're just splitting the difference between the two. So, all right. Why was that so hard? That was so hard. Okay, so let's take out the other shades that we don't need. All right, so finally moving on to another liquid blush. For somebody who says I don't like liquid blushes, I definitely had a bunch of them in my cart. So it must have been a very liquid blush heavy year so far if I had them in my cart. All right, so this is the Cali Ray Blurry Blush Pore Minimizing Cream Blush with Niacinamide. I had picked out the shade Zen, which was a nude pink. Let's see, that is very pretty. Very pretty. Let's see what all the shades look like. Dope looks really pretty too. Let's see what Dope looks like. You know, I think I could probably, excuse me, as I blot my nose. I think I probably can pass on this one, although it has a lot of great reviews. The price seems really great. Let's see what the reviews are. Non-incentivized, as always. Wears perfectly. Around 40, I noticed powder blush starting to look dull on my skin. After trying 5 different cream and liquid blushes, I can safely say this is the one. Vibrant without heavy pigmentation, hydrating, and lasts for several hours. Beautiful pigmented. Pass on this. I received this in my Trend Mood box. Product was spotty in application and glooped out of the package. I donated it. Oh no, I was disappointed. I love Cali Ray products and really wanted to love this one too, but just okay. Okay, we're gonna take it out of the cart. We don't need that. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're coming up on another shade decision. So difficult. So we have the One Size by Patrick Starr Turn Up the Base Full Beat Waterproof Liquid Foundation. I have the difference between Fair 20R and Fair 30N. So let's see. I did swatch the 30N in store, but they did not have the 20R. So I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. But more about the foundation is that it is a liquid foundation, is a full coverage, a long wear waterproof and sweat-proof foundation formulated with only 16 ingredients that gives full coverage and maximum comfort to visibly blur and smooth without clogging pores. It is a full coverage matte. I'm just not into full coverage these days though. Why did I want this? I think it was probably the mattifying part, and I had heard some good reviews about it. Yeah, I think the 20R is going to be the best for me. Okay. We're going to go 30R. I'm sorry, 20R, not 30R. Let's read reviews. Okay, non-incentivized. Doesn't cover dark spots. Disappointed. It claims to be full coverage foundation, but it doesn't cover my sunspots. I've tried other foundations and they cover. Defective nozzle. Okay, I'm so confused. Time to analyze ingredients. This foundation covers impeccably and is the most long-wearing foundation I've experienced, but after using a week, my face is cracking off. My actual skin is peeling heavily every day with an irritated dryness where I use the most foundation. Feeling heavy. Okay, I think I'm going to pass on this. I don't like heavy foundations, although it does sound really beautiful. Like, it would be a really nice if you were an event type of thing, but I don't want heavy. Okay, decision made. That was much easier. So now we're going into the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation with niacinamide, and I like the term natural. That's usually what I'm going for on a day-to-day basis. Now we just need to pick out a shade. So I've heard really great things about this from other YouTubers that I follow. Obviously lots of people like this as well, almost 4.5 star or over 4.5 stars from 2.7 thousand people. And it is a lightweight, medium to buildable coverage foundation that's non-comedogenic and ultra blurring from airbrush finish. It has niacinamide, silica, pore blurring, yada yada yada. Okay, so let's pick a shade. So I initially put in Vanilla 120B, which is fair skin with pinky beige undertones. I'm pretty sure I swatched this in person and that's what I was, if I remember correctly. But let's look at these other shades. Cashew is too golden. Creme Brulee is still too golden. Angel Food, ultra fair with neutral undertones. That could work, but I think I'm going to lean more towards the pinky beige. Shortbread. If I'm putting these two together, I think I got the right shade. So we're gonna stick with the vanilla one, and look at the reviews. Beautiful. Okay, if you're oily combo skin, this is for you. This is such a beautiful matte but not stiff foundation. Also, if you go into store, match your color with whatever foundation color is match your color with whatever your foundation color is to what you usually use, and you'll find your shade. That's my trick, because online you find your shade option doesn't work. What? Oh, I think what they're trying to say is finding a shade that you already know that works for you, maybe in a different brand, and then match the shades together. Maybe. A must for mature skin. Now, you know, your girl's gonna be 36 this December, so she's not youthful anymore, but she's not super mature. But you know, we like things that are for more of a mature skin that can age with us, right? Was looking for a new foundation for mature skin that will sit on my face without patchy or dry spots. This is it. Plays well with my fine lines and is very lightweight. Great coverage. Highly recommend. Okay. Very natural looking foundation. Feels so light on my skin and is buildable. Great. I love this foundation. Not for me. A must have. Okay. So I'm seeing more reviews that are in favor of it. So we're gonna keep it in our cart.
And I think the vanilla, yeah, $120, really great. Let's do I was going to do a quick price check, but let's just keep on going. So the next one is The Ordinary, the Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. The Ordinary is a really great skincare brand at Sephora that is really great prices, especially if you get extra percentage off. So, an extra 20% off that of $17 is great. So this is their Soothing and Barrier Support Serum. Has 4 stars of almost 2,000 people. Good for redness, fragrance-free, good for dryness, vegan. Okay. A multi-active solution designed to support skin barrier repair while soothing discomfort and reducing the look of redness. So again, for those smile line areas where that dermatitis is, that's where I was thinking it would be best. Let's read the reviews. Non-incentivized, of course. Undecided, definitely worth a try. I have a hard time deciding if I actually like the serum or not. I applied it at nighttime after washing my face and after applying. I do feel like my face feels less tight and more hydrated and comfortable, but I did not see a major difference in my appearance of skin or my overall skin health. Helps, but not worth it. What do you mean it's not worth it? Been using this serum since it first dropped, as I have some redness and I was hoping to fix. It didn't help with the redness, but it did significantly help with my skin's texture. I used to have a very bumpy forehead, but since using the serum, my skin is smooth. My only real complaint is that makeup does not sit on top of this serum. I used a tinted SPF as my foundation, and for some reason the serum balls up and crumbles my tinted SPF off as I am applying it. It's annoying. Okay. I struggle with dry skin, especially as the weather changes. If this product really causes breakouts. Soothing. I really enjoy this serum. I use it when my skin gets irritated. Okay. You know what? I think because we were gonna use the pharmacy one, I think I'm gonna move this one to my loves because it's still something I'm interested in, but not for right now. All right, now we're going to the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. This is the one in Moonlight. I never got the original Ethereal palette. Just wasn't that interested, but I'm like, this one's piquing my interest. It is really expensive, but I've heard great things about it. I really do love these shimmer shades. From what I've seen other people say, they're not like super impactful, but they're more topper shades, which is something that I enjoy. Actually, I enjoy kind of a one and done topper shade. So I'm very interested in this, and I think I'm gonna get it. Let's see. A must-have. Okay, non-incentivized. 10 out of 10. Gorgeous, beautiful palette. Even more gorgeous in person. Love his glitters because they're not chunky like others. This one said it's a muddy mess. This is the last Makeup by Mario product I'll be trying. I'll be returning. Some should have listened to reviews. The mattes are muddy and glitters are Fallout City. Interesting. The glitters look like the night sky. New favorite. Everyday palette. Disappointment. I had high hopes for this eyeshadow palette, but the formula is very low end. It's patchy. It barely shows up, and the shimmers are basically matte. Okay. I think I'm still going to give it a shot myself. So we'll see. Then we have the NARS Afterglow Lip Shine Gloss in Nympho. Now, I will tell you, Pinterest actually got me to put this in my cart because they kept like popping up on my feed on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, that seems really nice. So this is what the shade is, like a cool taupe brown. That is really nice. But do I need to spend $28 on a gloss when I have cool taupe browns? Let's see what the reviews say. And specifically this shade. Nympho. Done. Okay. Beautiful shade and formula. I don't know why this gloss isn't talked about more. If you have medium deep skin, the shade looks beautiful. It reminds me of the original NYX Cinnamon Roll. Exactly what I was looking for. So comfortable and gorgeous. I'm trying to find people who have more fair skin tones. Okay. Nympho, most sexy pouty gloss. This gloss is so juicy. It makes the lips look so full and plump. It literally goes with the Sephora gel liner. It's comfy and non-sticky. The only thing is that it doesn't last, but it doesn't make my lips peel or feel more dry. Okay. really pretty. We're going to keep this as a maybe. So we're not going to take it out of the cart, but we're keeping it as a maybe. Okay. Another Makeup by Mario product. This is the Surreal Skin Talc-Free Soft Blurring Setting Powder. So this was the other setting powder that I was told you that I was looking at to purchase when we were talking about the Ami Collet. So almost has 5 stars from 263 people. I would be getting the natural finish and the fair pink. Yeah, because there's also neutral light, but I feel like that leans a little bit too yellow, so I'd prefer the pink. Yeah, I feel like that would work best. A talc-free pro performance loose powder that sets makeup in 12 hours, blurs and smooths the complexion with a natural finish all day shine. So I like how this isn't like super duper mattifying. It still creates a more natural finish, but it controls shine. So I think I'm gonna pick this up. Let's see what the reviews are, because apparently that's what we're doing with everything, is checking the reviews. An absolute must. Sets my makeup so well, leaves it smooth, yet doesn't feel like I have powder on. That's great. Better than Givenchy. Better than Huda and Eva's Givenchy original formula. This is more pore blurring, yet lighter. I have both of those, and I like both of those. And you're saying this is better than both of those? Ooh, okay. Best setting powder I've ever used. I have acne-prone skin, so I was happy to hear it was non-comedogenic. Great stuff. I have dry combo skin, but still love to bake. Thank you, Mario. Quickly became a staple in my routine. Absolute best. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. It's happening. We're coming down. I think we're coming down. Oh my gosh, are we not coming down to the end? I have a problem. Okay. Milk Makeup Kush High Roll Defining Tubing Eyebrow Gel. So you all know that I love my Kosas Airbrow. Wow. I forget what the name of it is, but that is one of my favorite eyebrow gels. But I'm always looking to see if there's something better out there. So I've heard good things about this one. This one is rated just over 4 stars from over 300 people. I would be getting the medium brown color. Would I be getting the medium brown color? See, that looks kind of red. Does it not? That looks kind of red. Hold on. Medium dark brown. I think that's what I would want. I'd want medium dark brown. So I'm going to put that in my cart before I forget. Wasted product. The formula is great. Sticks all day, but the applicator sucks. Total waste of product, as I have to use a napkin to clean off the excess of the brush before applying. Seems lazy that Milk basically repurposed an actual lash mascara one for this. Okay. Formula good. Applicator terrible. Holds in place. Clumpy. Not worth the money. So maybe I'm not going to get this. Is it worth trying even though we know the applicator might not be the greatest? I don't know. I tried. It failed. Not worth it. Definite letdown. Awesome but dark. Okay, maybe I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna take it out. I'm just gonna stick with my Kosas Airbrow and we'll call it that. The Natasha Denona Roxa eyeshadow palette. So this one recently was released. And I love Natasha Denona, and I thought about getting this, but like I said, I'd been traveling a lot, so I wouldn't have gotten this in time to, be one of the first people to make a video and stuff about it. So there's tons of videos out there already. One that I would really recommend is the Angela Bright one, where she does comparisons and just look and swatches everything out. So I'll link that down below. And her swatches were great, and it kind of like, I was like, do I want it? I was like, I don't know if I really want it. And then she did her swatches and I was like, oh, those are really pretty, because the thing is that they have switched the mattes to that silky matte formula. So if you watched my I Need a Warm palette, one, they have a new silky matte formula that I said was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I think all of the mattes are that, and so that's what intrigued me. But I'm not gonna lie, this color story though, like the shimmers look really nice when Angela swatched them all out, and I'm a sucker for limited edition things because I like to have a collection of things, but I just don't think this is for me. I don't know. It's really pretty, but I have to think about usability too. And I'm not going to be walking around with purple eyeshadow all the time. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna waffle over it. I'm gonna pass. All right. Bye. Another Makeup by Mario. This is the Surreal Skin 16-hour soft setting spray. Apparently I was having a moment with Makeup by Mario. You can see lots of stuff in there. 5.5 stars from 149 people. This is an alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and butane-free, high fine hydrating mist to set makeup for 16 hours for a natural finish and barely there feel. Okay, that sounds really nice. Let's go to the reviews. Not the best for oily skin. Okay. Perfect for a skin-like finish. Alright, so we're just not gonna, again, waffle about it. We're going to just, it doesn't sound like it'll work for me. This Kosas one, I didn't originally like the other Kosas one, the original one, so I had originally put this in here thinking that maybe this would be a little bit different, but I did declutter the first one, so I don't think I need this one. Then we're going to get into Glow Recipe Blackberry Retinol Blemish Serum. So this is a new thing from Glow Recipe. Wow, almost 5 stars from 426 people. This is a triple retinol serum that helps minimize blemishes and unclog pores while smoothing texture and lines, gentle on all skin types. That's great. I have tons of skincare though that I haven't even used. But this sounds so nice. This is where they get me. Reviews. Great retinol, my new go-to. Okay, great product. Will buy again. Great for sensitive skin. I do have sensitive skin. This is a new must-have for blemishes. I think I'll keep it in my maybe pile. Keep it in my maybe pile. All right. We're hopefully coming down to the end. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we have the Jo Malone London Mini Ginger Biscuit and Orange Bitters Cologne Duo. I love the ginger biscuit. We actually got it as a gift. No, we did not get it we got a candle as the gift, and I loved the candle so much that I went out and I purchased the full size of it. I love it. My husband loves it. And so I saw that they came out with the little minis. I haven't tried the orange bitter ones yet, so this one was just kind of like, just save it for later and think about it later. I think I'm going to delete it from my cart just because we have the full-size ginger biscuit one, and we have like little fillable things. So if we want to do with the travel size, we can. So I am going to let this one go. This one I was being silly. This is the Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar travel size. I had originally picked this up in store. I smelled it. I smelled phenomenal in store. So I just went straight to the full size, like full size or bust. And I got it home and I sprayed it, and it just didn't last on me. Like, it lasted for like 2 seconds, and then you couldn't smell it anymore. And so I returned it. I actually returned it. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I really do like the scent of it. So I put the travel size in my cart, but I'm like, what are you doing, Catherine? It smells really nice. Pink pineapple, coconut water, sweet amber. It really, really does smell nice, but it does not last. And that is the problem. I want my fragrance to last on me, to be able to smell it. So, yeah. Okay, taking it out of my cart. I don't know why I even put it in there. Then we have the K18 Biomiminic Hair Science Air Wash Dry Shampoo. I've heard many conflicting things about this. This is dry shampoo. It's an aerosol free dry shampoo, if I'm not mistaken, but it is $48. That's a lot. I think I had this in my cart last time and I took it out because I was like, I can't do that. Let's see if the reviews have changed at all since I did it last time. I did not like this at all. Absolutely not worth the money. It makes my hair feel gross. Pricey but good. Best shampoo I've ever tried. Do not get. Immediately no. Cheap. Okay, I'm taking it out. I don't need something that I can get for this, probably the same concept for my like $8 Batiste, right? So we're just not going to do it. All right, now we have the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Luminous Powder Blush. This actually was something that was on you for me, and I was too slow to get it. And I think they had it priced probably at like $16. So that's what I'm saying. If you find something you like on here, check you for me. They might have it. And especially with that extension now, I wonder if it would tell you if they have it. I'm sure it would. I think I'm going to take this out because if this is anything like the highlighter, it is going to be too glowy for me as a blush. I like the highlighter as a highlighter, but I think as an all-over blush, it's going to be too much. So I think I'm going to take it out. And then we have a few Hourglass Phantom Volumizing Glossy Bombs. I've had these in and out of my cart so many times. So I have this, the color Sense and Thrill. And what is this one? This one is Sense a Peachy Beige. I just think that looks so pretty. Like that just looks really, really, really pretty. Maybe it's just because she has more of a golden undertone than I do. So that's the Sense one. And then what is the Thrill one? I think it's the red, the bright red. It doesn't look too bright red to me. That looks more bright red. But that's more of an orange red, I feel like, than a blue. I like more of a blue-based red. So let's go back to my cart and we'll at least take the Thrill out. But do I like the Sense one? Let's go to reviews. It's pretty highly reviewed. Shade down to Sense. Done. Incentivized. I mean, non-incentivized. Amazing product, but it does not last long. Sense and Slip are my favorite everyday colors. However, applying 2 times per day, it barely lasts a month. Oh, wow. Okay, so you don't get a lot of product. This lipstick is expensive, but it's not worth the price. This lip balm gets messy around the packaging. Ooh, yeah, I think that now that they say that, that reminds me of like the Maracuja ones that do get kind of like goopy and nasty. So, all right, so that's a nail in the coffin right there. Okay. Oh, then we have those blushes. Oh, and we have that. We're taking that one out. Okay, so is this our last product? Because we're taking that one out. I took that one out. We put those 2 in. Okay, so this is our last product. Yay! This is the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duo, specifically in the shade Not Too Much, which is a soft rosy taupe. Now, I did have the Patrick Ta bronzer one that I actually decluttered because it wasn't like a super favorite of mine. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't my favorite, and it was kind of bulky. But this blush the color really spoke to me. I've heard good things about it. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, like that just looks really pretty. Really pretty. So I think I'm going to get it. We're not even going to, this might be a stupid decision, but we're just going to keep it in the cart. Okay. That stuff we just put in, let's do a quick review. I know we have some things that are on the maybe list, but we went down from 1,700 to 1,616, and then we put in the discount. What is that come out to? And that's still, my cart is still not totally finished, but for the most part, very finished. So 1616 minus 123. Let's do that. 1616 minus 123. Total comes out to 493. Still so much money on makeup. That's ridiculous. Plus taxes and things like that. But again, I have that money from Fetch, I have it from Pogo, I have it from You For Me. So this kind of just, that's what I built this for, is to really purchase things all at once. That's just kind of how I do it. I haven't been purchasing things throughout the year as I usually would have in the past. I try to save everything up for the sale. So this is my almost done cart.
Whew, that was a long video. So thank you so much for taking your time and watching it with me, watching me go through my deciding process. And you can see how difficult it is for me to decide on what things I'm going to get. I try to do a lot of thinking about it, try not to be as impulsive as I used to be. So very excited. But let me know, are you going to be shopping the sale this year or this holiday season or not? And be mindful, they're going to have another sale closer to Christmas and stuff like that, where I think everybody can get 20% off. So if you are not Rouge, you may consider pausing until you can get 20% off. Historically, that's how it's been. I can't guarantee that, but historically around Christmas time, they will give 20% to everybody. So just be mindful of that as well. And thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Let me know what things you're wanting to get from the sale, or are you skipping the sale? Let me know what's on your mental wish list, all of those wonderful things. And with that, I will see you in my next one.